Hi there! In today's episode, I'm super excited to share with you 10 beautiful knitting patterns for summer. I have some tank tops, I also have some t-shirts, and I have some with stockinette, some with lace, some with cables, and I also have one bonus pattern that I'm saving for the end, and it's a bonus pattern because I've already talked with you guys about it before, but I've just recently cast it on and I really want to share with you my progress on it so far. Hi, welcome back to Knitting by the Bay. My name is Christy, and if you're new here, this is my making podcast where I talk mostly about knitting, but sometimes other crafts like sewing or cross stitch or embroidery, whatever I'm into at the moment. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to share with you some of my favorite knitting patterns for the summer season. So some of these are new, some of these are old. There are a few from some more known designers or more popular designers, let's say. But also I've got quite a few from some lesser known designers. So hopefully it can bring some inspiration to you for your summer knitting. So let's begin with the tank tops. The first one on my list is called the Lacy Loop top by Other Loops. This is a worsted weight top, tank top knit on US 7 or 4.5 millimeter needles. The sizes for this top range from extra small to double XL. The suggested yarn for this is the Isager yarn palette and Knitting for Olives Pure Silk, among some other, there's a few different suggested yarns for this one. And I'm going to share with you the difficulty rating for each of these patterns if it's been stated in the pattern description. So for the Lacy Loop top, there is no difficulty rating in it, so I'm not sure what that would be. So this top is knit top down. You start with the back and then you work short rows to shape the upper back. Then you pick up stitches along each shoulder and knit them separately. They're joined at the front by casting on stitches between them. Once the front and back are connected, you knit the body and the round. The eyelets and purl stripes that are in the pattern are added using a chart, and the pattern actually walks you through the first part of the chart row by row. So it gets you used to what the pattern is going to be, and then you continue on using the chart. So what I like about this pattern, I think it's the perfect mix of fun and wearable. The top-down construction keeps things interesting, and the eyelet and pearl stripe details add just enough texture without being overly fussy. And I think this top is very lightweight and breezy, a perfect knit for a summer tank top. All right, number 2 on my list is called the Airy Tee. This is by Esti Yuango, I think it's pronounced, and it's a DK weight tank top. It's knit on US 6 or 4 millimeter needles, and it comes in 5 different sizes. So the suggested yarn for this one is Katia Tencel Cotton, and it has an intermediate difficulty rating. So this top is worked in the round up to the armhole. So it's knit bottom up to the armholes, and then you continue working the front and the back of it flat. And then you're going to sew the shoulder seams and knit the neck and sleeve. It says neck and sleeve ends. I think that might be the ribbing around the neck and sleeves to finish it off. And what I love about this pattern is that beautiful, interesting lace pattern that is on it. It's very unique. I haven't seen many patterns like that, and I think it looks really beautiful in this sort of boxy shape that it's got going on with the like higher neck on it. And yeah, I think actually there is also a skirt pattern called Yura by this designer, and you can knit the top and the skirt to go together, and the skirt has an interesting fold over detail on it. I'm not really sure how that's achieved, but it's an interesting looking skirt. If you wanted to knit them together, it would look really cool in like the same monochromatic color scheme. All right, so my tank top number 3 is the Sunday Swirl tank, and this is a tank by Jessie Made Designs. It's a DK weight top knit on US 3 or 3.25 millimeter needles. It ranges in size from 28 to 62 inches or 71 to 157.5 centimeters. The suggested yarn for this one is Ritual Dyes Undying DK, but others have used Sandnes Garn Line or Knit Picks Cotton. The difficulty rating for this one is not stated in the pattern. This is a cable and lace scoop neck tank that is knit in the round from the top down, and it's designed to have 0 to 4 inches of positive ease. And what I like about this pattern is I really like the lace and cable columns featured in the top. And I would really like to try out the Ritual Dyes DK yarn. I've never used that before. It's a mix of 60% cotton and 40% linen. So I think that would be really a fun top to try that yarn out in. Number 4 on my list is the Bona. It's called by Olga Krishina. This is a DK weight top that is knit on US 7 or 4.5 millimeter needles. This pattern only comes in 4 sizes, so extra small to large. And the suggested yarns for this one is Lang Yarns Norma, which is a mix of cotton and viscose. And others have used Line Brand Kobo. This pattern has been knit 55 times, and it has an advanced beginner to advanced difficulty rating. That's what it says in the pattern. So this is an A-line top with a crew neck that is knit top down and flat. So then you're going to seam it together. There's not, to be honest, there's not a lot of details in the pattern description to give you guys a little bit more of an idea of how it's constructed. But it does say that there is a video tutorial included with this. And what I like about this pattern, just look at it. It's super cute. It has these really cute lacy or ruffled edging, which I really like on a top. I think it's super cute. So I really like the vibe of this top. It has sort of a 60s vibe to it, and I could imagine wearing this with a pair of like wide leg or flare leg jeans. I think that would look really cute. I do wish that it had more sizes, but I'm thinking possibly if you wanted to knit this and you don't fit within that size range that she has right now, maybe send her a message and she might be able to include more sizes. Sometimes it's a matter of the designer not being able to find enough people to test knit different sizes. So that could be it. She could have the pattern and just not have the enough test knitting done for those sizes. And also if they're, I don't know how many, I kind of skimmed through her other patterns. It does look like she has quite a few other patterns, but if you're more of a newish designer, it's possible you might not have all of those sizes available right now. But, if you're really interested in making this one, I think it's really pretty and really unique. Maybe you could send her a message and she might be able to help you out there. I don't know. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about that one. Number 5 on my list is the Amy top, and this is a pattern by Moki Knits. It's a DK weight top knit on US 6 or 4 millimeter needles, and the sizes range from 80 to 130 centimeters or 31.5 to 51 inches. And the suggested yarns for this are Laguna Blanca, and that's a yarn by Tex Andes. This is a blend of wool, linen, and viscose, but other people have used Drops Bella or Knitting for Olive Pure Silk held double. And yeah, those ones looked really good in this pattern as well. The difficulty rating for this one has not been stated in the pattern. The Amy top is knit from the top down in stockinette stitch. It starts by knitting the shoulders with short rows, and then it continues down to the armholes. After that, the front and back pieces are joined together, and the front neckline and collar are worked. Finally, it's joined in the round and knitted to the desired length. What I like about this pattern, I think it's a beautiful top that looks like a polo style top with this nice collar and the deep V, which I really like. I would really like to try out the Drops Bell. I've never used that before. It was my first time using the Drops Air. I just finished up a sweater, which I'm going to share with you on my next podcast, but it was my first time using that, and I was really happy working with that yarn. So I would like to try out some more of the Drops yarn. So this might be the perfect project to use that Drops Bell for. I think that I would make this top. I really like this neutral creamy color that she has, but I might lean, like my coloring might lean better towards a grayish sort of color, like a gray beige mixed together, or even a navy. I think would make it look like that really preppy sort of look, and I think that would look nice. I think it would pair really nicely with a great pair of wide leg linen pants. All right, so pattern number 6 is called the Penelope top, and this is a pattern. This is a new pattern. It just came out. It says June 2025. It's a new pattern by Sari Nordlund, and this is a fingering weight top knit on US 2.5 or 3 millimeter needles. And the sizes range from 73 to 151.5 centimeters or 28.75 to 59.75 inches. So it's got a great range of sizes for this one. Suggested yarn is Sandnes Garn Tinlina, and the top, she says, is best suited to have yarns that have a lot of drape, like silk, cotton, viscose, or linen. And she has not stated what the difficulty rating for this top is. To me, it doesn't look very difficult. I wouldn't think you've got some lace at the bottom, just a little bit of lace, and then eyelets with this really cute tie. So yeah, it says the Penelope top is knitted seamlessly from the top down. It has a lace hem and an I-cord drawstring around the waist. And the top is started at the shoulders by knitting the shoulders separately before joining at the neck. And then the front and back are joined at the underarm, after which the body is knitted in the round. And finally, the neck and armhole edges are finished with an I-cord bind off. And I love how cute that little waist tie is with the eyelet holes. I think that's such a cute look. You can sort of cinch it in however much you want to give it a little bit of waist shaping there. And I think that that's lovely. I love this lightweight, drapey look of it. And I think that that would be a perfect top for the summer. Okay, pattern number 7 is called the Heiho Vest, and this is by Knitting for Elsie. And this is a really adorable top. It's a worsted weight. It's knit with a worsted weight yarn on a US 4 or a 3.5 millimeter needle. And the sizes for this one range from 80 to 124 centimeters or 31.5 to 40 inches. And the suggested yarns for this are Sandnes Garn Line. This has a difficulty level of experienced, beginners, and advanced, whatever that means. So it has a whole range, it's saying, of experience level. Anyway, the description for this one is the Heiho Vest is a light and airy knit in a lace pattern that can be worn on its own as like a summer top or over a t-shirt as like a vest. The Heiho Vest is worked in one piece from top to bottom. First, the back is knit, then stitches are cast on for the right and the left front pieces, and then all 3 pieces are joined under the arms and the body is finished down to the hem. What I like about this pattern, I love the lace pattern on this vest. I think it's really pretty, and I love that it can be worn just as a top, or you could wear it over top of a t-shirt, and I like that. It is worsted weight, so depending what color you knit it in, you could wear it all seasons, basically. I think that I would wear it just as a tank top, like without a shirt underneath. And I think it would look really pretty with some wide leg trousers. All right, number 8 on my list is the Pier top, and this is a pattern by Joanna Garish. It is a light fingering weight top knit on US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needles. The sizes range from extra small to 5XL. And I don't think I was able to find the measurements for it for this one. Oh wait, for the finished top is saying 83 to 143 centimeters with a neutral to negative ease of up to 7 centimeters. This is the suggested yarns for this one are the Morning Salutation Vegan Pheno. This is a yarn by Kremke Soul, and it's a blend of tencel and cotton. And the difficulty rating for this top is advanced. It says the top is knit top down in one piece using a lace pattern. You start with the back, adding increases to shape the armholes. Then the front panels are worked separately and shaping the neckline as you go. Once the fronts are joined, they're finished like the back with more shaping. And then after that, everything's joined in the round at the underarms, and the body is worked in the lace pattern as well. So it's all over lace, as you can see from the picture. It's all finished off with a neat I-cord edge around the hem, neckline, and armholes. And the fit of the summer top is close to the body, so either 0 or a little bit of negative ease up to 7 centimeters. And what I like about this top, first of all, is that beautiful lace pattern. I think is absolutely gorgeous. And I think it would make for a very nice and airy summer tee. I think I would like to make this one in maybe a dusty lilac color and pair it with some light colored jeans. I think that that would look really nice for the summertime. And pattern number 9 is called the RCOO Raglin. This is a pattern by Sari Nordlund. It's a fingering weight knit on US 2.5 or 3 millimeter needles. And the sizes for this one range from 77.5 to 151 centimeters or 30.5 to 59.5 inches. The suggested yarn for this one is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. And she has not stated the difficulty rating in the pattern description. So the RCOO Raglin tee is a seamless top-down knit with a simple shape and pretty lace details. You start flat for the neckline, then switch to knitting in the round. It says lace runs down the sleeves while the front and back are smooth stockinette. A folded hem keeps it polished, and an I-cord edges give it a clean finish. The lace is both charted and written, and so easy to follow either way. What I like about this pattern is I really like the shape of this tee and that the lace is only on the sleeves of the tee. So if you're interested in trying out some lace, but you don't want to commit to an all over lace pattern, then you could try out the RCOO Raglin tee because you just have the lace on the sleeves there. And yeah, I think it gives the top like a really fun and flirty sort of look, which I think is really pretty. Number 10 on my list is the Tula Pant tee, and this is a pattern by Lena or Lena Homa Samso. This is a worsted weight top knit on US 6 or 4 millimeter needles. The sizes for this one range from 87 to 157 centimeters or 34.25 to 61.75 inches. The suggested yarn for this is Sanisgarn Lina, and the difficulty rating is not stated in the pattern either. The pattern on the yoke consists of eyelets and pearl stitches that add sort of a graphic look to the tee, and the pattern is charted, and the shape of the yoke is created by following that chart. The Tula Pant tee is knitted top down with short rows worked in pattern to shape the neckline. So what I like about this pattern, I like that this top is slightly oversized with a really pretty lace yoke to it. I'm also really into this sort of elbow length sleeve that I've seen a lot of patterns recently using. And I never sort of liked that mid-length sleeve before. I always liked sort of cap sleeves or just the shorter sleeves. But I'm really getting into this longer look on the sleeve. So that's another reason that I really like this top. And now I wanted to share with you a bonus pattern that I have talked to you guys about before. It's a very popular, well-known pattern by Petite Knit, and it's the Cumulus tee. This is a light fingering weight top knit on US 2.5 or 3 millimeter needles. The sizes range from 84 to 154 centimeters or 33 to 60.75 inches. The suggested yarn for this top is either Sandnes Garn, Tin Line, or Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, and it has an intermediate difficulty rating. So the Cumulus tee is worked in stockinette stitch and has a rounded V-neck in the front. The sleeves are elbow length and all edges are finished in I-cord. The Cumulus tee requires no finishing work at the end, she says. And so I have started mine. I was really excited. I've been thinking about making one of these tees. First of all, it has a couple things that I like is the deep V-neck and also, like I said before, the elbow length sleeves on it. And so, yeah, I was really excited to cast this one on. And I saw another YouTuber, and can't remember her name right now, but I'll put it in the description down below. But she was talking about this yarn. She is also a soft summer coloring like me. And so I always like to watch her videos and get ideas, inspiration for different soft summer colors. And so she had suggested this one here, and it's kind of coming up a little bit more of a deeper blue. It's a bit softer than what is showing on the screen. But anyway, this one is called, this is the number 6032, and it's Sandnes Garn Tin Line, and it's also called Blue Hydrangea as well. And so yeah, I wanted to grab some of these, and I thought it would make a really pretty cumulus tee. So I have used Tin Line before when I made my Miserina top by Caitlin Hunter, and I did not enjoy knitting with it. I find that this yarn is a bit, like, it's very splitty, and I guess that's because it's, you know, got the linen in it. And it also stretches in a weird way, I find. Like, yeah, if you're doing some like increases and stuff like that, I find the yarn kind of stretches out a little bit funny. And I don't know, like when I was making the Miserina tee, I think I chose a size that was a little bit, I should have gone up a size. And so I never wear it. It just doesn't fit very well. And I didn't enjoy working with this yarn. That's also a color work top. So I didn't enjoy the experience of doing a color work top with this Tin Line. But I am really enjoying it now that I'm making the Cumulus tee. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'll show you guys what I have going on so far. This is what I have done. It's all tangled. So yeah, this is what I've got done so far. So basically what you're doing is just casting on for the back neck, and then you put your stitch markers for all of your raglan increases that you're going to be doing. And you just keep, you know, increasing on the one row and then purling on the next row because you're knitting flat. And so eventually you'll do the V and it'll come down to the right length. And I think I'm a little over halfway there to the point of joining at the front. Yeah, so you're going to cast on some stitches at the end and join in the front and then knit down to separate for the sleeves. So it's a fun, pretty easy to do stockinette project. Well, yeah, stockinette project. And it knits up pretty slowly because it's a fingering weight yarn. And to be honest, fingering weight's not really my jam. I kind of prefer anything from DK and up, really just more for the process of knitting. I really like the way that the stitches look on the needles, and holding the bigger needles I like instead of the smaller ones. Sometimes I get some numbness in my hands from using the smaller needles for some reason. So I've been having that with this, not too bad, but every once in a while. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this one. I think it's going to be a really nice top to have to wear with some, like I've got some, what do you call it? Like sort of a beige color of wide leg linen pants. I think that this will look really nice with, or some light colored jeans too. So I'm very excited to have this one done, and I'm already thinking of different colors that I want to make this top in. I was thinking to use the same yarn and use I think it's light beige it's called, but I don't know. We'll see once I'm finished knitting this whole thing if I actually want to cast on another fingering weight top. Probably not, but we'll see. Maybe I will make one of these tops every summer, and it'll kind of be my tradition to add another cumulus tee to my wardrobe. And what was I going to say? Oh, so I'm having a little bit of trouble with my raglan increases on this top, and I was wondering if you guys had any recommendations for that, because I seem to be getting little holes along the raglan where I do the increase. And I'm not sure if you can see. So it just seems too gapy there. Like the holes don't look as neat and tidy as what I've seen in some of the other projects using the same yarn. So at first I thought maybe it's the yarn because it does stretch out a little bit. But then I checked some of the other projects. They looked all really neat and tidy. Is it an issue of like, is blocking going to help that? I don't know. Another thing, I know that I was watching another podcaster, and she said that she has that same problem, and people had suggested, well, you're probably not doing your increases properly. And I am doing the increases the right way. I've looked it up many times, and I know that, you know, which direction to put the needle through and which loop to knit through. So I am doing that correctly. So I don't know. I'm also thinking that maybe it's the stitch markers get in the way and create a little bit too much space in there. Like if I were to have a raglan stitch that had more stitches in the middle, like this one only has one in the middle of the raglan, and that would separate those stitch markers a little bit, and maybe you could get better tension. I don't know. I am really trying to pull up tightly when I'm doing the make one left or make one right, but I'm still getting this hole along here. It's not going to bother me that much. I think it kind of is like a design detail in a way, or it could be just thought of as like sort of a design detail. But I thought I would reach out to you guys. If you guys have any tips or tricks on that, please drop it in the comments down below. It would be super, super helpful for me and for anybody else watching that has that problem when doing the raglan increases. Okay, so that's everything that I have to share with you guys today. I hope you were able to grab some inspiration from some of these summer knitting patterns, and maybe you're going to cast on one. If you are thinking of casting on one of these, which one is your favorite? Drop that in the comments down below. And I would also really like to gift one of you guys one of these patterns. So yeah, if you just any kind of comment that you want to leave in the comments down below, if it's your favorite choice of these patterns, if it's a different summer top that you're knitting, any sort of comment about the video, just drop it down below and you'll automatically be entered to win the pattern of your choice. So yeah, thanks again, everybody. I'm going to be back next week with another roundup video, actually, because we're coming very close to the end of the first quarter of the year. And I wanted to do, the second quarter of the year. So I wanted to do a roundup video of all of the brand new patterns that were in the second quarter of the year. So from April, May, and June, all of these newly released patterns, I wanted to share with you my top favorites of those. So I will see you guys again next week. And until then, happy crafting, everyone. Bye.